think we might just go and appeal it, because this doesn't make any sense, right? No. Like if the bell goes and then stop the fight, why? You know, it's like then it's my time to rest.
As you say there, Rico, people on social media were not happy with the stoppage. Fans, media ringside were very surprised the fight was stopped. How badly hurt were you at the end of that 11th round?
Oh yeah, I got the 8 count. It was a good 8 count. Yeah, it was needed. So, but I felt like because I heard the click, so I like, okay, let's go. We got like 10 seconds. So let's just keep on the move, hands up, and fucking catch the shots. And I feel like that was what I was doing. So for me, like that's why right away when the referee came in, I wasn't dazzled or whatever. I was looking at the referee and like, why are you stopping? Like, we're almost there. So it didn't make any sense to me. And then now looking back at it, even the bell went.
Yeah, that's what
so,
I thought.
And that's something he should be aware of. So.
Rico Verhoeven clearly believes this fight was taken out of his hands at the worst possible moment. The Dutch giant was confident he had done enough on the scorecards, and instead of accepting defeat quietly, he is now demanding answers from the officials after that dramatic stoppage.
Yeah, of course mistakes can be made, but then looking back at it, the referee should admit his mistake, look back at it and say like, hey, so it's either a no contest or we go to the scorecards. And I think if we go to the scorecard, I was ahead.
Derek Chisora did not hold back at all. He openly said Rico Verhoeven was robbed and even claimed Oleksandr Usyk only started respecting Rico once the fight became dangerous for him late on. That reaction says everything about how competitive Rico truly was inside that ring.
Do you think it was an early stoppage?
That was an early stoppage. They robbed that fucking guy.
What's next for Rico, do you think?
Okay, huh?
What do you think's next for Rico?
Dylan White. I think Rico should fight Dylan White. Huh?
Yeah, what about the rematch?
They got a rematch. Nah, then, but what's his name? What's the Turkish boy? What's his name?
Gabriel.
He won't get his WBC. You know, be unfair. Actually, you know what? Fuck him. We won the rematch.
Derek, was that an off night or has Usyk lost a step?
Usyk didn't lose the step, fellas. What you have to understand now? Usyk hasn't been in the ring for a while, so he didn't lose the step. Yeah. What happened there was this thing taking his time. You know, if he's fighting a real boxer, if he fights this guy again next time, he knocks him out.
Do you think he underestimated him?
I think he didn't respect him until he realized he was in round 11?
Yeah.
And he was losing. He was like,
You said they robbed him. Why do you think the ref stopped him?
that stoppage was wrong.
Do you think Usyk will take the rematch?
Canelo Alvarez gave Rico Verhoeven credit for putting on a much tougher fight than many expected, but unlike others, he did not fully agree with the robbery claims. Still, even Canelo admitted the fight was difficult to score, which only adds more fuel to the debate. The fact that one of boxing's biggest stars was unsure about the outcome proves Rico made this far closer than critics ever imagined. Ariel Helwani absolutely exploded after the fight and compared the situation to Francis Ngannou versus Tyson Fury. He believed Rico Verhoeven was never given a fair chance to finish the fight despite surviving until the closing seconds of the round. Ariel's frustration came from the belief that boxing once again protected its established superstar, while Rico was denied the respect he earned through his performance inside the ring.
I'm fired up, and I'm afraid I'm going to say something stupid if I'm being honest with you. Truth be told, what we saw this afternoon in Egypt was an absolute disgrace. I can't believe Rico Verhoeven got robbed like that. It's the same old story. It's the Francis Fury fight all over again. Everyone mocked these guys. Same thing with Francis. The boxing media, the boxing fans said he had no chance. It was a sham of a fight. All this, he's gonna roll right through him. You can't just walk. Where did this guy come from? He's a debutant. He's an amateur. And I still maintain till this day that Francis Ngannou won that fight. At least in the Francis fight, he was allowed to go the distance. At least he was afforded that respect. Rico wasn't afforded that respect. In case you missed it, the fight is stopped with 1 second left in the 11th round. But in reality, if you actually watch it, and I've watched every single video, every single angle, it was seconds after the 11th round was over. Ding, ding, ding. And then it stopped. And it wasn't like, oh, stopped in between rounds. No. It was stopped maybe because the ref didn't hear it, or maybe because he's incompetent. I don't know. Mark Lyson is his name. It was an absolute awful stoppage. They showed us the scorecards. 2 judges had it tied going into the 11th. Would have been a 10-8 round. 1 judge had Rico up. In the end, he would have gotten robbed by the scorecards. I had him up.
Andy Ruiz gave a more balanced reaction compared to many others, admitting the fight felt very close before Oleksandr Usyk landed that huge uppercut. Even then, Ruiz still hinted Rico Verhoeven probably deserved the opportunity to continue. That is what keeps this controversy alive, because even people who believed Usyk was winning still questioned whether the referee stepped in too quickly during such a massive fight.
Do you think he was winning the fight, Rico?
I think it was 50-50, to tell you the truth. Until Usyk came and he delivered that uppercut.
Do you think he should have been allowed to continue?
Yeah, maybe, but he was pretty hurt.
Blue Blood Sports TV did not mince his words whatsoever and called the ending one of the biggest robberies boxing has ever seen. That level of outrage shows just how emotional the reaction became immediately after the stoppage. For many fans watching live, Rico Verhoeven had exceeded every expectation, and seeing the fight end in such dramatic fashion left a huge section of the boxing world furious and deeply unconvinced.
If you didn't watch, if you did watch, if you didn't watch, you missed the biggest robbery, one of the biggest robberies, if not the biggest robbery in boxing history. If you did watch, you witnessed the biggest robbery in boxing history. This was the most diabolical, gut-wrenching, disappointing situations I've ever seen in the sport of boxing.
Wade Plemines sounded completely stunned by what he had just witnessed and even questioned the credibility of boxing itself after the stoppage. In his eyes, Rico Verhoeven came dangerously close to exposing the very top level of the sport despite entering as a massive outsider. The reaction perfectly captured the shock around the boxing community because almost nobody expected Rico to push Oleksandr Usyk this far in a boxing ring.
Bro, I've just seen one of, if not the biggest robberies in boxing history. It just went down in the Rico Verhoeven Oleksandr Usyk fight. And I'm saying that right because Rico Verhoeven was going to win that fight. He was going to win it. And the referee robbed him. This is an all-time panic button embarrassment moment for boxing that I won't soon forget. I hope that none of you soon forget. We just saw a flat-out ski mask bank robbery because the supposed best boxer in the world, in Oleksandr Usyk, just got taken to the woodshed in his own sport by a guy that had one boxing match and yes, is a world-class kickboxer, probably best kickboxer to ever live, but waltzed into the sport of boxing and almost took everything from Usyk and from the sport. We may need to have a conversation about the sport of boxing in general. That's where I'm at right now. Not just because of a blatant robbery that just happened, but also the sport in general. Have we been lied to about this sport? Have we been sold a bill of goods on the sport of boxing and what actually is versus what is perceived? Are the best in boxing really even the best? I'm telling you, I'm questioning everything.
Ryan Garcia praised Rico Verhoeven for giving Oleksandr Usyk serious problems with his awkward and unpredictable style. More importantly, Ryan admitted he believed the round had already ended before the stoppage happened. That comment alone has become a major talking point online because if the bell had gone, Rico would have survived into the final round with a real chance of shocking the entire boxing world.
Ryan, what do you think of Rico tonight?
Rico fought his ass off, man. He had the style that it was very confusing for Usyk, and gave Usyk a lot of problems tonight. But you know, it was an awkward fighter, but Usyk got the job done.
Do you think Rico should have been allowed to continue?
I believe that the round ended, in my opinion. If I'm telling the truth, I believe the round ended, and you know, I don't know. I don't know why the bell didn't ring. I think it was like 10 seconds left, and then I don't know. But yeah, that's how it goes. The stoppage. It's not my job to say if the ref did a good stoppage, but
Rico Verhoeven sounded calm, but clearly frustrated while explaining those final moments of the fight. He genuinely believed he was still alive on the scorecards and only needed to survive a few more seconds to reach the final round. What stood out most was Rico's confidence because even after the loss, he spoke like a fighter who proved he belongs at the elite level of boxing. He was not talking like a man who got exposed. Instead, he sounded like someone convinced the opportunity was taken away from him before he could finish the job. Rico also made it clear that he now wants the biggest fights possible after shocking the entire combat sports world.
Come very, very close to taking over tonight.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me about that stoppage. Were you aware the bell was going? Did you feel like it had gone? And how disappointed are you with it?
Nah, yeah, I heard that it was still like 10 seconds to go. So I heard the click. I was like, ooh, just like keep slipping and sliding and let's try to get through it and recover and then fight till the end for the 12. Because I thought like maybe after the 8 count we were like equal on the scorecard. I thought I was a little bit ahead, but maybe because of the 8 count, it was pretty equal. So I thought like, at least you gotta fight till the end. Even better for the crowd.
From being around you in the media days leading up to this and all fight week, it felt like your self-belief was so strong that you kind of knew something that we didn't. Did that have any part of your success in the fight, that you just knew that you were good enough to get in there with Oleksandr Usyk?
100%. I don't care that the people didn't know, but I knew we had a good shot versus this guy.
People will be screaming about a rematch. I know Ajit Caballero will have something to say about that, but for you, it's just about the biggest fights, and if the rematch comes, the rematch will come.
Exactly. I just want the biggest fights. I showed that I can fight, that I can box. So
Peter Fury gave one of the more respectful and measured reactions after the fight, but even he admitted the stoppage came too early. He pointed out that Rico Verhoeven was still standing and would have had a full minute to recover if the round had officially ended. That is a massive detail because championship fights are supposed to give warriors every possible chance. Peter also revealed that Rico is seriously pushing for a rematch, and with so much controversy surrounding the finish, the pressure for a second fight is only getting bigger. Even while praising Oleksandr Usyk as a great champion, Peter still believed Rico deserved better in that moment.
Listen, I'm sure Mike Lyson's a nice guy and he does everything properly. We're all human. He's probably just made an error there. But it was definitely a premature stoppage because it was the end of the round. He's got a full minute to recover and he's on his feet. You know, so yes, it's a very poor stoppage, especially when he was in the fight as well.
Spoke to Rico and he's not happy with putting up a valiant defeat. You can tell he's genuinely gutted. He said he's going to push for the rematch. Is that the direction you'd like to see him go? Turki Al-Sheikh seems keen on the rematch, and when he, puts his mind to these things, they tend to get done.
You know, look, we'd love the rematch, and he's a great champion, Oleksandr Usyk. And let's not take anything away from his.
This moment perfectly captured Rico Verhoeven's mindset after the fight because even in defeat, he sounded proud of what he achieved against one of boxing's greatest champions. Rico openly admitted he wanted the chance to either survive until the final bell or go out on his shield like a true fighter. That honesty resonated with many fans who felt he earned the right to continue. More importantly, Rico once again hinted that he believed the fight was extremely close on the scorecards. Considering almost nobody expected him to compete with Oleksandr Usyk at this level, simply hearing that from Rico shows just how incredible his performance really was.
Congratulations on an incredible performance. You were so close to shocking the world, and you said you was going to shock the world.
I know. That's why I thought, don't stop it, man. It was so we're so close, you know, let me at least or go out on my shield or let us go in the 12th. You know, like I said, I was close, so I thought like we were pretty equal on the score cards. That's at least what I felt like. So, but like I said, I'm very proud.
Rico Verhoeven continued to question the timing of the stoppage and made it clear that he simply wanted the opportunity to finish the round. He was not asking for special treatment. He just wanted the chance every fighter dreams of in a world title fight. Either let him recover, let the bell sound, or let him go out cold trying. That is why so many people sided with Rico after the fight, because his arguments sounded reasonable and honest rather than emotional excuses. Even while disagreeing with the referee's decision, Rico still remained respectful and composed, which only made fans admire him even more after such a heartbreaking ending.
Straight on to the stoppage. They read it out as 2 minutes 59 of the 11th round. I guess you believe that that stoppage was after the bell had run, right?
I don't know. At least it was close. So, and then if you see it is close, I mean, the referee also heard that it was just the last 10 seconds. So just let it go. Let it go, or let me go down, let me get like knocked out clean, or let the bell go. But like I said, it's not up to me, and I gotta respect everything what the box organization decides, and the referee, he's the one making the decision. So
Adam Smith's comments showed exactly why this fight shocked so many boxing people. Before the opening bell, almost nobody gave Rico Verhoeven a real chance against Oleksandr Usyk. The expectation was simple. Usyk would use his boxing IQ, movement, and experience to break Rico down. But instead, Rico climbed that impossible mountain and made the fight far more competitive than anyone expected. Adam pointed out that Rico was surprising everyone, even if the scoring was split between people who had him ahead and others who still favored Usyk. That is what makes the stoppage so controversial. Rico was not being dominated. He was in the fight, he was making Usyk work, and he had already changed the entire story of the night.
I tell you what, it's exciting, isn't it? Very, very exciting. And I think that we were all so surprised because Rico was really given no chance. I mean, everyone said he's got to climb a pyramid or more to even get anywhere close to Usyk. Predictions were, from all of us, pretty much, Usyk by stoppage. And it seemed like he was getting into gears, and even though maybe he lost some of those early rounds, I mean, the scoring, Mike Coppinger had it very wide to Verhoeven. Others maybe had it more to...
Peter Fury once again doubled down on the belief that Rico Verhoeven should have been allowed to continue, and his explanation made the controversy even bigger. He pointed out that Rico was still standing, still reacting, and even trying to fire shots back despite being hurt. In heavyweight boxing, especially at world title level, fighters are often given every possible second to survive and recover. That is why Peter believed Rico deserved the chance to make it out of the round and regroup for the 12th. What makes this situation frustrating for many fans is the fact that we will now never know how the fight truly ends. Rico may have recovered and pushed through the final round, or Oleksandr Usyk may still have finished him decisively. But because of the referee's intervention, that final chapter was taken away from both the fighters and the audience watching around the world.
I knew it was close, but I was more interested in my man doing what he was asking him to do, to try and secure the win.
What did you think of the stoppage? Because a lot of people thought that, he should have been afforded the time, considering how, it's a world title fight and it's very much close to the end of the round and it's going to the final round.
Well, it should have been left go on because he only had seconds left and he was on his feet and he was trying to throw back. So even if the referee would have come out, he would have got to the end of the round. And a minute, and Rico can really recover. So, we'll never know.
Oleksandr Usyk showed a lot of emotion after the fight and openly admitted that Rico Verhoeven pushed him into a very difficult battle. The Ukrainian champion praised Rico and his team for their preparation and even confirmed that he believed he needed a knockdown late in the fight to secure victory. That statement alone says everything about how competitive this contest really was. For a fighter as experienced and intelligent as Usyk to feel pressure heading into those championship rounds proves Rico was not simply surviving in there. He was genuinely testing one of the best fighters on the planet. Usyk also spoke emotionally about his family watching during such difficult times back home, which added another layer to the atmosphere surrounding this fight. But despite Usyk's victory, many fans walked away feeling Rico Verhoeven had earned far more respect than anyone expected before the opening bell.
My family, my daughter too, bomb shelter sent me message, Papa, I love you, you win. I afraid.
Liam Goff focused heavily on the scorecards and raised another important point that continues to divide the boxing world. According to him, there was a strong possibility that Rico Verhoeven was actually ahead on at least one judge's card before the stoppage happened. That completely changes how people view those final moments, because this was not a one-sided beating where Oleksandr Usyk was comfortably cruising toward victory. The fight was close, tense, and full of uncertainty. Liam even pointed out that some analysts who usually favor traditional boxers still gave Rico several rounds against one of the sports pound-for-pound kings. That is exactly why the outrage became so loud online after the stoppage. Fans felt like Rico had earned the right to either hear the final bell or lose conclusively without controversy hanging over the result.
Scorecards. I don't know at the time of the stoppage what the scorecard said, but surely at least one scorecard would have had to have Rico Verhoeven up. Mike Coppinger, who, let's be frank, he is not really that good when it comes to boxing, but he gave Usyk 2 rounds going into the 11th round.
Hughie Fury kept his reaction short and brutally direct by calling the stoppage a robbery against Rico Verhoeven. Sometimes those simple reactions say more than long breakdowns, because many fighters watching could instantly feel something was wrong with how the fight ended. Rico had already shocked the boxing world by lasting deep into the championship rounds and giving Oleksandr Usyk genuine problems with his pressure and awkward movement. That alone earned him respect across the sport. So when the fight suddenly got waved off in such controversial circumstances, emotions exploded everywhere. Hughie Fury's words reflected the feelings of many fans who believed Rico was denied the opportunity to fully finish the biggest fight of his combat sports career.
Yeah, listen, he done exactly what he was, the plan was. At the end, he was getting a bit into a fight, but listen, that was disgusting, how they stopped that fight. I shouldn't have been allowed to listen for it to be a world champion fight, to just stop it like that. Rico has got one of the best recoveries in the system. Go look at his...
At the end of the day, this fight completely changed how the boxing world looks at Rico Verhoeven. Before the opening bell, most people expected Oleksandr Usyk to dominate him with ease, but instead Rico pushed one of the greatest fighters of this generation into a dangerous and uncomfortable fight that remained competitive deep into the championship rounds. That is exactly why the controversy around the stoppage refuses to disappear, because fans truly believe Rico deserved the chance to either survive until the final bell or go out fighting on his shield. Even boxing legends, analysts, and fighters could not agree on whether the referee made the correct call, which only proves how close and chaotic those final moments really were. One thing is certain though, Rico Verhoeven earned the respect of the boxing world, and now the demand for a rematch is louder than ever. But what do you think? Was Rico Verhoeven robbed against Oleksandr Usyk, or did the referee save him at the perfect moment? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more boxing updates and fight breakdowns.